Yo, peace and two, what's up, y'all? Yours truly, D Prime 215 here. If you're watching, make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe to your man. I'd appreciate that. For this video, talking about Kazuchika Okada. A couple weeks back, I made a video about Okada's contract with New Japan Pro Wrestling expiring, speculating on if he would resign with New Japan Pro Wrestling, and if he would leave New Japan Pro Wrestling, and if he did, would he go to AEW or WWE? Time has passed and it's official. Kazuchika Okada is leaving New Japan Pro Wrestling. His final match will be at New Beginning against none other, in a very poetic turn of events. It will be against Hiroshi Tanahashi. And the reason why it's so surreal is because if you follow, Okada's career, he started like his Rainmaker persona, like his first big test was against Hiroshi Tanahashi at New Beginning. I believe it was in 2012 or somewhere around that time, and he dethroned Hiroshi Tanahashi, who was IWGP Heavyweight Champion at the time. So to see it come back around full circle, throughout the years they wrestled each other numerous times. There are videos talking about this rivalry. That's how great it is. It was really like a really big piece of both of their careers, one of the biggest and greatest rivalries, not just New Japan Pro Wrestling, but pro wrestling as a whole. So man, it's crazy, man. It's surreal. Like the fact he's leaving and it's going to be against Tanahashi. So how do I feel about this? So in the past, when I made the other video, I was looking at, like Okada could re-sign with New Japan, or if he left, it would go to AEW, WWE. And I was leaning if he were to leave, it would be more of AEW, for the fact that, Okada just doesn't have, as of right now, as far as I know, he doesn't have like really great promo abilities in English. And AEW, I think, would work around that a bit better, just because he has a lot of friends there, and he's been on AEW programming in the past. He's been on, their television programs. He's been on their pay-per-views. So I felt like, if he's going to go somewhere stateside, AEW would be a better fit for him, right? And I still think that. However, even though I think AEW would be a better fit from the outside looking in, after seeing him at the TNA show with Motor City Machine Guns, it got me thinking, right? So he was very, very sentimental in the ring with them. Like, he was like, I think if he wasn't on the verge of tears, well, he was on the verge of tears. If he didn't outright cry, he was definitely on the verge of tears. And, from the outside looking in, again, I don't know these people personally or anything like that. Like, I've seen friends who I haven't seen in a very long time, and not to say everyone needs to act like me or anything like that, but I'm typically like very happy to see them. Like, yo, my man, yo, good to see you again. Yo, what's up, homegirl? I haven't seen you in a minute. How's life treating you? Yada, yada. It's all love. The way he was with them, it made me think he felt like he wouldn't see them again for a long time. Because in my mind, I'm like, if he were to leave New Japan, again, this is before the news broke, I'm thinking if he were to leave New Japan and go to AEW, it's not like he wouldn't see Sabin and Shelley. You know what I mean? And Sabin and Shelley have known Okada for a very, very, very long time. Before he was Rainmaker. Like, Alex Shelley actually put up a post on Instagram explaining their story. You know what I mean? So if you have the time, look that up. I'll probably link it in the description. So after seeing his interaction with Shelley and Sabin and how sentimental that was, I'm actually thinking he might be going to WWE. Because why would he act that way if he was going to AEW? You know what I'm saying? So I think he might go to WWE. And the sky's the limit for him there. I just hope they don't make him Shinsuke Nakamura 2.0. What I mean by that is, Shinsuke, he's great. He still is one of the nicest in the ring, hands down. But it's not so much the fact he slowed down. It's just like they did a lot of, I'm talking about from a booking perspective, not so much in-ring wrestling. From a booking perspective, they were like kind of red hot on him, and they got cold feet. It was a whole lot of start and stop stuff with Nakamura. And I hope if they bring Okada there, they don't do the same thing. And also Okada, they're going to have to, which WWE has shown, they have shown themselves to be capable of doing, is introducing him and breaking him to the U.S. audience. because most Westerners do not know anything about Kazuchika Okada. If you're not a wrestling fan who's really keeping up with the product, you will have no idea who Okada is. Like if you go outside in the U.S. and ask 5 random people who Okada is, they'll look at you like you're talking about I don't know, some sort of disease or a car or whatever. They don't know who Okada is, right? They might think, just like the certain somebody thought Mussolini was salad dressing. You know what I mean? That's what we're dealing with in the States here, right? Man, I couldn't help that shot. Anyway, so, you have that. But I feel like WWE, they can break him and, really make him tell people why he's worth being watched. A lot of casual fans. Who he works with. Of course, I love to see him work with Seth. I love to see one more match just for my sake, him versus AJ Styles one last time. Roman Reigns would be interesting. Possibly Punk at some point down the line. I love to see him and Gunther, Carmelo Hayes. A lot of people in the WWE I love to see him work against. Rey Mysterio, a singles match would be nice. Because they work with each other in New Japan and multi-man tag. But yeah, man, so all in all, I'll say this. I'm surprised he's leaving, as all of us are. I'm looking forward to whatever his next move is. I hope it works out for him. I think he's going to go to WWE because of how he was with the Motor City Machine Guns. I'm basing my entire thing off of that, okay? And, as with everything, we'll see what it's hitting for. We'll see what happens. Because even when I made that video, I still was holding out hope he might re-sign with New Japan. But, you know what I mean? The wrestling world is what it is, man. A lot of stuff is changing, and I think it's cool. You know what I mean? So we'll see what it's hitting for. Oh, and I did want to say this one thing. I hope this is not verbatim. It's along the lines. Hiroshi Tanahashi, he said that it was like when Okada leaves, after the rain, there's a rainbow. Something along those lines. I thought that was a very great thing to say, and yeah, it's the end of an era, man. So what's next for New Japan? You can't replace Okada, but I want to see what they do next. So with that being said, that's my take on Okada leaving New Japan. What do you guys think of Okada leaving New Japan? Are you happy? Are you sad, indifferent? Do you think it's going to go with WWE? Do you think it's going to go with AEW? Do you think he might sign with TNA, or do you think he might just become a free agent? Totally, who knows? But let me know what you think in the comments section below. Once again, thank you for watching. I appreciate it. Make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe to your man D Prime 215. And we'll see what's next for the Rainmaker. We'll see where he's going to make it rain next. So if you have access to a pro wrestling forecast, holla at your boy. Peace.